Hey guys and gals in video land, it's Lou Bortone. How you doing? I am here with my friend and colleague April Roga. Am I pronouncing your name right?
You are.
Roga. Cool. From fabulous Tennessee. I'm in New Hampshire, but we're both Eastern time. I just found out I'm geographically challenged, or time zone challenged. Um, but anyway, now I know you're Knoxville, right?
Knoxville,
Like
yes.
my friend Felicia.
Yep.
So anyway, thank you for being here. We actually tried to do this last week, and the video guy couldn't get video working, so we're back to try again. And with these video interviews, I've just been talking with friends and colleagues about the way they use video and how you got started. And April is awesome and really kind of a role model for me because she's so consistent with video. And you are like the poster child for Be Live. You actually were on the Be Live screen for a long time when they were doing their advertising. So how did you get started with all that?
Well, my first foray into live streaming was back in the blab.im days.
Oh yeah, Blab. Wow.
Blab, yeah. I bet you didn't even know that about me.
I don't think I did, because I did a Blab show with a friend of mine who's from Silicon Valley, and we had it was pretty fun, and then all of a sudden they just pulled the rug out from under us, and that was that.
Yes. And so I was on that platform probably for 7 months or 8 months before they went under. And I became what I say is virtually homeless, because at that time there were a lot of platforms kind of vying for people to come join them. And BeLive.tv came along, and I was in heaven.
You were an early adopter with Be Live.
I literally started on day one with them when they were in beta.
That's cool.
And they actually, unbeknownst to me, they put my solo Q&A video on their website on like the bottom of their landing page. And they didn't tell me.
No?
No.
That's cool. Because when I do what was I doing? I was doing like a Facebook Live course or something. And when I talk about Be Live, the screenshot I have has you on it on their website. So you're forever immortalized on BeLive.tv.
Yes.
So you started pretty much around the same time that they got rolling, and then, how has it evolved from there?
Well, they started out with one-seater, one camera, one person just going live, and they really enhanced the platform quickly by adding a second seat and then a third and a fourth. Yeah.
And so is that when you started bringing in folks? I know Roy does a lot of stuff with you. Sometimes he's mostly off camera, right? So
yes, my friend, co-host, producer, he's known as the voice of net friending. I think that's what makes us really unique in how we've branded ourselves, the dynamic duo that we are, because his voice is really impactful and he's not on camera. And a lot of people are distracted, I guess, by the mannerisms and the animation. And so it's just, you're stuck with my face and his voice.
That's okay. And that you guys have been doing it, like I said, really, really consistently. So tell folks what you do, what time it's on when I don't preempt you and stuff like that.
Well, it all started last year when that guy over there, and see, I knew that was going to happen. That guy over there, Lou did a challenge last August 2017.
Wow.
Yeah, you.
Oh.
Go live every day in August.
That's right.
And, well, Roy and I were doing live literally every day up until that point, but we didn't always go public. We did Google Hangouts.
Okay.
And when you put the challenge out, we were doing 2 nights a week at the time, and it just kind of just gave me that little extra nudge, like, okay, I got to do this.
Oh, that's awesome. So I can take a little bit of credit in the fact that you're so consistent.
Yes, we still talk about that to this day, that if it wasn't for you, we would not be going live 4 nights a week, an average of 2 to 3 hours per night.
That's unbelievable. Really crazy. And I know, because I know you've been involved in this conversation, that Social Media Examiner recently kind of cut back on some of their lives and like, oh, nobody's watching long videos anymore. But you find that not to be the case for yours?
Oh my gosh, I am so glad that you brought that up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I actually asked Eric from Social Media Examiner if I could send him a video with a more detailed response, because so many people are focused on the amount of views and reach and likes and shares and all that. But for us, we have 500 people following our page. And I can honestly say that while some people will look at that as a really small number in comparison to many others out there, the tighter you kind of keep your filters and your boundaries, the more quality people you're going to get, because they're really going to resonate with you. Yeah.
No, that's great, because you know, if you got a nice narrow niche and you've got that audience and they're engaged, I would much rather have a smaller engaged audience than a big wide somebody, oh, I'll check it out for 2 seconds and then drop off. I mean, Social Media Examiner, obviously they need to play a numbers game and they need to reach big numbers, and their strategy may be different. They might be going for volume. And, you know, I tell a lot of my clients, use Facebook Live to promote some of your other stuff, because Facebook, you know, obviously it is a scroll, so sometimes people are just popping in. But if you have that engaged audience, that's, you know, really, really valuable. My kids used to tease me when I was doing videos when they were in high school. And they'd be like, oh, Dad, everybody would like that video where you dressed up like Bob the Builder or something like that. And I'd be like, well, that doesn't do me any good at all, because 16-year-olds are really not my target audience. So they were like wasted views, you know. So I'd rather have, I always tell people, same with YouTube, don't get hung up on the views, because it's not how many you reach, it's who you reach.
Yes. Oh my gosh, we need more Lou Bortones in the world.
So having said that, I'm like, why the hell did only 37 people watch my video on YouTube? So I know it's hard to not get caught up in the numbers, but so you guys are doing, and is it the consistency? Have you seen kind of like a build over the months as you've been doing it?
Well, it's again, it goes back to the quality of the people, that when somebody really resonates with you, they will share you with their friends and they will bring them over. And what we're doing is we're carrying the conversation outside of the show. And I don't know that a lot of people do that. We're creating like an inner circle chat group where we get to really more intimately know each other, and we bring more people into the fold that way.
Right. And you call it net friending. Like, tell us, for folks who maybe haven't seen your show, just tell us a little bit what that's all about.
Net friending, not networking, because net friending is the softer side of networking.
Oh, I like it.
Friendship first, business ship second.
Cool. That's good, because a lot of my friends have become clients, but they were friends first. And sometimes people are afraid to have friends as clients. But, you know, for me, it's kind of like my Facebook page. I just throw everything up there. It's like business, personal, whatever, you know, Rocker the Pug, 1 minute of video the next minute, because it's kind of like, well, this is all me, so you get everything. Sometimes, you know, that's not a good thing, but anyway.
No, but it allows people to realize that you're not wearing a mask. You are, you just show up who you are, and the people who are supposed to resonate with you will.
Right. Yeah. So that's awesome. So, and you guys, how long have you been doing it now? So like over a year, right? Well over a year.
We've been doing this live streaming for 2.5 years. Actually, yesterday was 2 years, 8 months, because we count.
Congratulations, happy anniversary.
Yeah. But on Be Live, we just had our 2-year anniversary on their platform.
Yeah.
And consistency truly is key, because people, well, if you go live, a lot of times I hear people ask, what's the best night and time slot to go, or day? What's the best day? And the answer is, it doesn't matter, because the people who really want to watch you and engage with you will show up.
Yeah, that's cool. So when you promote your show, you basically just put an announcement out a few hours before and things like that, or how do you?
Yeah, I share it to the Be Livers group, because BeLive.tv has their own group community. There's 8,000 people in there. And then I share it to your group.
Yeah, there's a few people in there. So we still check in from time to time. So
yes. And there's a couple other places occasionally I share it, but for the most part, it's really word of mouth.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. It's just amazing that, you've done that. And again, you kind of said, look, oh, well, I'm not a business person or whatever, but it's like, well, you still manage to do this all the time with all the other stuff that you have going on. So I think people have the misconception that, well, oh, you have to be like such and such an entrepreneur or have whatever kind of business. You're really just doing it as a way to connect with people, right?
Well, since you mentioned it,
Mm-hmm.
I work in corporate, and
Yeah.
I've been at my job for 24 years,
Wow.
but it's not my passion. I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to
Mm-hmm.
be able to come home. I have an 8-year-old special needs child on
Mm-hmm.
the autism spectrum who's nonverbal. So I would love to be able to invest more time with him.
Right.
And I'm basically living my life publicly,
Mm-hmm.
and in my eyes it's kind of like a reality show,
That's
because
cool.
people are witnessing my journey from corporate to eventually
Yeah.
coming home, and it will
That's great.
hopefully give other people incentive to want to do the same using live streaming.
Yeah, and it may even be unintentional, but to do it that way and to kind of put yourself out there live is really a smart way to do it. I mean, God, I started like 12 years ago, and I didn't even want to be near a camera. So, because I had been on the other side of like the TV biz, like behind the scenes, I'm like, I don't look, I do like mostly slides and PowerPoints and things like that, and the on-camera stuff for me is kind of secondary. So I applaud you for putting yourself out there front and center.
But you're fine in front of the camera.
I know, but it's like, what if people see all this other crap?
They're gonna just know you're human.
Yeah,
Oh
I know.
no.
It's all a big illusion. Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. But I've gotten a lot more comfortable with it over the last few years. It just wasn't really my thing. So do you have any advice for people who are camera shy or feel like that I think everybody has something to offer, but people feel like, oh, nobody wants to hear what I have to say.
Well, I say come join me in what I'm doing, because I will put you at ease.
Yeah.
But if you don't want to do that, get with somebody who is you feel comfortable with, because I find that I have the gift of gab and some people don't. So if you feel like you're at a loss for what to talk about, get with somebody who does feel comfortable and they're chatty and they know how to ask the right questions, and you'll have that back and forth and feel
right. And
really
then when I know, because sometimes people pop on your show now, when you do your thing, is it really more organic, or do you plan ahead and say, tonight I'm going to talk to so and so?
we so fly by the we just go.
I mean, I think that's part of the beauty of Facebook Live and Be Live TV. I mean, this I'm doing in Zoom because I'm going to edit them and then kind of produce them and all that. But live wise, it's kind of cool because there is a little air of unpredictability to it.
That's the fun part. And I think people get too caught up in the production of it all when they're live.
Yeah.
But it's really, if people would look at live streaming and offline, because I hear people saying in real life, and they don't treat the experience as real life.
Yeah.
But it is real life. You are as real on camera as you would be if you were sitting next to me, and you should treat it that way.
Mm-hmm. Awesome point. Well, that's great. And again, congratulations on your success. Thank you for leading the way and being a pioneer and innovator. I mean, you pretty much, were there at the very beginning of Be Live and Blab and all that stuff. So good on you, as the Australians say. And anything else you want to talk about or promote, or say, where can folks find you on the show?
Facebook.com/netfriending, and our website is netfriending.com. Cool. But it is not yet ready for prime time because we are still building our foundation of 121 people.
Wow.
And I know we're crazy like that. And the ultimate goal is a people search engine of the prestigious kind. That's so amazing. We can connect people in a search engine via live streaming, and people can find each other.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Are there any like live stream directories other than just kind of going on Be Live and seeing what's out there? Or?
There's Be Live kind of sponsors a live video hub for people who only use Be Live, and they use cross posting.
Right.
But the thing about that is when you go there, unless somebody leaves the direct link for where their show is,
all right,
you're not going to engage with them in
yeah.
real time.
Yeah. Cool. Well, you're doing great stuff. Keep up the great work. Every now and then, as you know, if I'm not being pulled away by something else, I'll pop on and say hi. So I'll see you there.
All right.